Talkopolis, the social media TV network for your city.
I'm Jeff Cornwall, and this is The Entrepreneurial Mind. Today my guest is Traylor Woodall. We'll be back to talk to him about Five Stone Studios after this.
The Vane Center, now celebrating 10 years service in Nashville, Tennessee.
To celebrate our 10th year in this new office, we're offering anyone who mentions Talkopolis as when they call in for a consultation, we'll see that as a free consultation or second opinion.
Traylor, good to see you.
It's great to be seen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when we first got together, you were in a seminar I was teaching about growth.
Yes.
And you were kind of in a pretty significant transition stage, and kind of, it seemed like kind of struggling with not only how to grow, but sort of what to grow and where to grow, what direction.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about that transition
Sure.
out of that a little bit?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things we were dealing with, we were in such a niche market of high-end premium motion design and animation.
You guys are video business.
Yeah, we're in the video business, and so basically, over that time, we've expanded out. I mean, if you look at where the money's going, it's diversifying. It's not just any commercial anymore. It's online. It's in apps. It's in kiosks. It's all over the place. And so basically, we have spread out our services to be able to catch that because we have a very special creative product that we're delivering. We're focusing too much on one narrow niche.
So how do you build a team that can jump across all those different media and those different size screens? And I mean, you're doing everything from an app all the way to a building now in terms of being your screen. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's quite a challenge. It's all about recruiting. So we have a lot of really smart people that are flexible and creative, and you have to love art and you have to love technology. It's also about strategic partners. We've got some companies that we work with that any area where there's some heavy lifting in a certain area, like we have a company that we partner with for the projection mapping. If we're going to do a building, they're the experts in that, but we create the content that gets projected. But it's quite the juggle. That is the number one thing I spend most of my time recruiting.
So you focus primarily on being a content expert, and you partner with the people that know how to do the projection mapping on Caesar's Palace, or know how to do web development and apps and all of that.
Absolutely.
So you've stuck to content.
Yeah.
How has that let you scale up then? Has that allowed you to really get good at that one thing and not get distracted?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of both. I mean, we've definitely had to get in touch and work a lot more with a development side. We've had to increase our technical a little bit, but it has allowed us, we had this pattern of feast and famine where we'd wait for that call for that one thing we were good at, and now that we're doing more stuff, we're busy all the time. And so that's really helped us be able to plan, cash flow, hire people. It's given us a lot more options in terms of how to run our business. We're running a little faster, so it's a little bit of a pant situation sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, we're having a lot of fun doing it.
So what are the biggest hurdles you've had managing the growth in the business? What are some of the things that you've had to really focus on to make sure to get right?
Sure. Well, I think it is because there's so many different screens that we're working within. You know, it could be a building, it could be a TV screen, it can be a mobile app. There are certain issues with each of those formats. So the quality control is important, and so we've had to really beef up our detail people to make sure that what we're delivering works across all those screens.
Do you build that into systems, or is that still pretty much a people-driven part of your business?
It is a lot about systems and planning and knowing ahead of time where it's going to end up. And so if we know that, then we can plan for it and create the content in such a way that can be reformatted. Because it's not like a responsive website that just reshapes, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think those are some of the biggest challenges, and I think we've had to juggle the technical side. We now have a team of developers who are working with us because a lot of our stuff shows up in a kiosk or in a mobile app, and so that gets a lot more complicated. But you know, that's the journey of the future. That's where the motion is happening.
So how do people hear about a business like yours? How do people know to contact Five Stone Studios, and
Sure.
what's your message and how does it get out?
Our message is that we move brands, and so if your brand's stagnant or it's become a relic, we can breathe life into that and get it moving again. But that's, kind of ephemeral. That's a platitude. But in real life, we spend a lot of time out there. I'm pretty much the guy that's out meeting people. We have a ton of word of mouth just because we've kind of reached some kind of a momentum or a critical mass where we get a lot of calls coming in just because we're doing a lot of larger projects. And so, but then I do spend a lot of time on the road. I spend a lot of time with I build a lot of relationships with strategic partners that need us. And so I try and find people that need what we do to help them improve their business. And
So
so,
you've become a salesman.
yeah, very much so. But yeah, since
you-
the beginning, that's been it. Yeah.
Do you enjoy that?
I actually do. That's the crazy thing. A lot of people in the whole E-Myth thing is, I love to make the pies, but now I'm okay with not making the pies. I love shaping the business. I love creating culture. I love building relationships, and I love seeing our team win. And so now I've got people way smarter than me doing the work, and then I'm out just cheerleading and trying to find more stuff to do.
So as you've grown this team and you start to focus on culture, can you describe what this culture is you're trying to build and
Oh, absolutely.
and what pieces you're putting in place to make sure that, because if you're out selling, things happen when you're gone, and you want to make sure
Sure.
that not only the process is right, but the culture continues to be right.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun little phrases. There's leave your ego at the door. In our world, there's a lot of artists. There's a lot of there can be a lot of ego, and that's just nipped in the bud. We have very much a team.
Do you screen for that when you hire people?
Yeah, you can tell a lot. When people come into an interview, if they have arrogance, they pretty much won't step through our door. We also have a process where we bring people through a freelance process where we get to know them and we date. And you find out really quick. Another phrase is if you're a black box. If you kind of keep all your cards to your chest, then you're pretty much out. Because we're very collaborative. We have lunch and learns. It's very team oriented. The other piece is that it's a culture of honor, and it starts with me, but we take care of our people, and we just don't allow a lot of negativity because it's, we're in a high pressure, high accountability, high level of excellence, and any kind of acidic nature like that just doesn't work. So we pretty much call that out, and then we have a team that's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun together. So we celebrate often, we throw parties a lot, we go, if we have a project that was successful, then we go and just have some fun together and pat each other on the back. So,
do you find that people generally can adapt to this culture, or do you find you really got to get the right people and get rid of the ones that aren't the right
yeah,
people?
I've had to let people go, and that's part of our process. Is we tell people up front, hey, you're probably super talented. That's not everything.
Right.
I would even take someone less talented, but who has the right DNA. But you have to have a certain level of excellence, or you won't be on the team. So it's a hard recruiting job because there's a lot of people that are technically may be able, they may know the software, but they're not artistically there, or they may have all of those, but then they're arrogant, and I'll send you packing in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? So.
Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
you have. It's amazing to hear how far you've come in the short time since I saw you last. Very impressive.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely.